Alright folks, welcome back to Let's Play Starflight 2 Trade Routes of the Cloud Nebula. I'm the Mysterious JG. In our last video, I did a lot of complaining about how I lost a video, but then I finally got back down to business, and while we didn't get a whole lot of plot stuff going, we finished up some more economic stuff. We got our hands on an encounter scan, which would be very useful, especially late game. And and it'll be useful in the immediate future, because we're going to use the encounter scan probably quite a bit while we try to make our way to the Loar research facility where they studied the ancient Legic. And that's located inside the Cloud Nebula, the dreaded Cloud Nebula. So we'll be using the encounter scan that we picked up from the Humna Humna to avoid encountering the Umanu in the Cloud Nebula. We also have a flux scan, which may be helpful in helping us. I've become a Humna Humna, folks. I've become transformed, changed into a Humna Humna. And here's aliens. This is probably, it's glowing yellow. That means it's definitely not the Umanu. It's probably the Humna Humna. It's one of these tiny little scouts. Unless the Humna Humna are significantly smaller than we are, I don't see how these things can be manned. So if it's the only ship that's here, it's weird to me that it can even talk to us. What did it just say? We're being scanned? I didn't see it. With considerable aplomb, not to mention poise, I, Ambassadorial Ambassador Woosha, make response to your hail. It may be that you yourself are interested in querying me at great length on significant matters of interstellar and galactic import. I myself suggest communications as a suitable means to this end. As representatives of the peoples of Earth, we extend our best wishes and our hope for equitable relations in the future. It might be suggested as a further demonstration of goodwill on your part of, say, 16 units of Shinium might considerably facilitate discussions. Sure, maybe they'll sell us something useful. As for ourselves, I say we Humna Humna are not, as a general rule, impressed by obsequious kowtowing, which is unbecoming to a civilized race, I might point out. A friendly attitude is undoubtedly the most appropriate of attitudes in most circumstances, needless to say. I'm still trying to buy more traders from them. We Humna Humna ourselves happen to know, it so happens, quite a bit about the past, I might add. This information data might potentially be of some use to you yourselves if you should just happen, coincidentally, to be interested in things such as the Loar Legic, for example. If this guy doesn't sell me a trade route map, I swear I'm going to load the game. Just because we gave him Shinium. Perhaps this would be an appropriate time to interject the thought, if I might say, if you will, which is to say, in my official appointed capacity as an duly appointed ambassadorial emissary, which in itself is most impressive, I would like to take opportunity to express my heartfelt sentiments, although I do not have a heart, which is besides the point. Is it in fact the case perchance that you yourself have sold to us Humna Humna the substance to which I refer, and in so doing called Live Long? Yes. Psychic probe is not glowing green, though. I don't understand why it's not glowing green yet. Perhaps, possibly like ourselves, you are interested in finding or perhaps locating the source of wonderful, beautiful Shinium fuel money. The key to this, perhaps, and possibly, in fact, most likely, lies with the Loar, who are now all extremely dead, unfortunately. To those people, person, creatures who are Humna Humna friends, without a doubt, we offer to sell barter our most extremely valuable possessions, which are, of course, our trade route maps. Perhaps possibly soon you will have this opportunity, of which is, of course, highly desirable. You can sell me one now, dickweed, otherwise I'm loading the game. Am I quite correct when I surmise and additionally infer that you have come here for the sole and singular purpose of selling us all of your merchandise cargo at incredibly low prices, and then in fact you wish to give us substantial amounts of trade goods for free in order to secure our goodwill? Yes. Why is he not happy with us yet? I'm certain, of course, that possibly not, that you yourselves are aware of the importance of trade barter exchange, and so much is extremely important, needless to say, and with all modesty, as well as humility, we Humna Humna are skilled in trade bartering equally as much as we are in communications talking, that is to say. It might be suggested as a further demonstration of goodwill on your part, of, say, 19 units of Shinium might considerably facilitate discussions. Yes, if he doesn't sell me a trade route map I don't already have. He asks for 19 more shinium, then terminates communications. No frickin' way. Quit without saving. I'm sorry, folks. No. That's just no. Guy's gonna frickin' take 35 units of shinium from me and never even offer to sell me any of the trade route maps. And then never even turn. I don't think it stacks. I think the next time I encounter a Humna Humna in space, he will start out neutral. And he never even changed from neutral to happy with me. So, like, no, screw you, buddy. It's making me consider whether or not I want to just dump this video. 68 units of shinium. At least I apparently bought my... I couldn't remember if I bought shinium right at the end of that last video, or because I'm recording these two back to back, or if I picked it up and then... yeah, you know what? Screw you. No way I'm talking to you again. You were a colossal waste of time and energy. Now there's a whole bunch of them, like, looking to get me for, they're the boogeyman, and they're coming to get ya. Fastest way to get where we want to go is to get to this flux node right here. And to get there, I want to get to 174127. We will be going into the cloud. Okay, these guys up here are probably not Humna Humna. I really kind of wish they were not parked right where they are. 174127. Oh boy. Well, I just have to run as soon as I encounter them. The cloud is, of course, swarming with Umanu. That's kind of the point of the cloud. To clearly delineate, this is an area that you don't want to go. I didn't think I was going to go into another... Hold on. I think I just popped right about back where I was. Yeah, okay. So I'm fine. Just go back into this. And then I have to find a different exit angle here. Okay. That's fine. Now I want to get to 173, 164. Pop out over on the other side of the cloud. There's another flux node that we could check out at 63,150. We might as well check it out. LTASH, as we learned from Gorzek, is at 84,176, which is right here. Now, the Arla told us that it was a Class A system inside the cloud, which if you went to the manual, you could find out what color a Class A system is on your star map, but they don't show star maps in the cloud. So they basically told us what color it would be if it did display, and it doesn't. But it's in the cloud. They told us it was near the Hook constellation. If you went into the cloud and just started really searching based on that clue from the Arla, you could eventually find this planet if you really tried. But you are probably really meant to get this information after you've talked to Gorzek. But anyway, 63,150 is where we actually want to go. There are some Umanu about, but they're not really between us and there, so we should be It's 63, 164. Was that what it was? No, 63, 150. So we want to keep moving and stay away from those. They might not be Uman, you know. They might not all be Uman. There might be some Humna mixed in there. The ones who are farther outward from the cloud might be Humna. And the Dweenle show up in a surprising variety. Like the Dweenle actually reach pretty usually deep into the cloud sometimes. Like they might be flying out there in the hopes that the Uman will put them out of their misery or something. Now this was about where I thought we needed to be. We found another one too. Oh, that's the other one. Okay. We found both ends of a short flux on the same thingy-majigger. Alright, so 84, 176. Here we go. Nothing gonna stop me now. My life, my dream. Nothing gonna stop me. Sorry. Yipper doodle doo. Commencing system penetration. Sexy. Not even going to bother to run the system scan. I'm just going to head straight for the water world and assume it was the one that used to be inhabited by the photosynthetic Loar. Orbit established. Let's scan it. Water, oxygen, nitrogen. Very close to Earth gravity. Yep. Looks like we can recommend this planet. Now, because, you know, I had been naming planets some stupid stuff, like the hint book names a planet Beach Action. It narrates the first planet that the crew in the hint book discovers they call Beach Action because they're trying to convince people to go settle there. And of course I have a planet called New Guadasalam and a planet called Mount Gagazed and whatever. So, I mean, I could call this planet Albed Home or some stupid FFX reference, but we actually know what this place is called. So in honor of the people who lived and died here, the plant Loar people, that is, we're going to call it Elthesh. And we're going to recommend it. It's in the Cloud Nebula, which means humans who settle here will go insane, and any colony ship that comes here will be under heavy attack by the deadly Umanyu with their microwave beams, and I don't remember whether or not they have plasma bolts, but they're definitely like kick your ass, tough. And we're just like, come to the planet where people go crazy and are attacked by vicious homicidal aliens. And I just totally screwed up. I landed where we would have gone looking for a trade center. I wasn't thinking at all. We have... come on, JG, just wasting fuel at this point. We have a specific clue from the Arla to look at the highest point on the largest island. The largest island would be this here, and the highest point, I'm guessing, is... there's like a little yellow spot there. So let's land there. And we just have to, once we've landed, looks like to the northwest of us, or maybe it's directly north. It looks like to the northwest of us it gets even more yellowy. So let's look at the map and see. No, now it looks like south of us is kind of a high hill or a low mountain. Brown is a higher elevation on this topographical map. Here we are. That's it. It's the research center on the Silver Mountain. Ruins of what was once a beautiful, delicate structure of translucent material. Translucent material. Origin ID, the Loar. Estimated age 400 years. A message. Message for you, sir. Let's record it. And then we will listen to it. have discovered that there exists a place built by the Legic, and referred to them as the Halls of Memory. This, we have determined, was the repository of all the cumulative learning of the ancient Legic civilization. If only we could find it, perhaps we could find answers there that might save us. We know that their plasma bolt weaponry and shielding were far superior to ours. We know that the halls are located somewhere near the coordinates 30 south, 134 east. How do they know that? I don't know. We have ascertained that the star system that the halls of memory are in is a green Class A star and forms an equilateral triangle with the hook and the 6 yellow stones. We surmise that these were constellations in the Lega cosmology, but as to where these are, perhaps those aboard the Altar Esh will be able to answer the question. And that's it. Now, as I mentioned before, I actually came here during the video that got lost. And I got to the point where they said, we have determined that it forms a triangle with the Hook constellation and the 6 yellow stones. And I went into a little miniature rant where I was like, what? They don't know where it is, but they know it forms an equilateral triangle with the... What the hell is this about? This is a bunch of crap. How could they possibly know it forms an equilateral triangle? They're just feeding us a puzzle that makes no sense for the information to come that way. Blah, blah, blah. And then the very next sentence said, we believe these must be constellations in the Legic cosmology, but we don't understand. And then I realized, oh, they must have been reading through Legic texts and found it referred to that way, and they don't understand it either. Durr. Boom. So, like, immediately, like, I have this big rant, and then I hit the space bar, and immediately they answer my question. So I felt like kind of an idiot, but whatever. Now, while we're up here, again, in the video that was lost, I figured while we were up here, we would go talk to the Dweenle now that we have Nidberries. And it really didn't go the way I thought it was supposed to at all. But I'm going to try it again. I feel like we wasted the Nidberries on them last time. They just gave us, like, shinium for them. But I think maybe you're supposed to get them to kind of like you a little before you go up to them with Nidberries. So maybe I need to ditch the Nidberries and talk to them without Nidberries anyway. So there's a couple of flux nodes here we could check out. Let's take a look at these ones here. 61, 189. I don't think I found these before. Because any flux we can find to help us get to the Dweenle faster would be nice, because I think we'll have to come talk to them again. And we might have to make several Nidberries to the Dweenle runs to get useful information out of them. Okay, that just took us deeper into their territory. And I'm not seeing any encounters with them up there anyway. Alright, so there's Dweenle around that we can talk to. 57, 192, should be some Dweenles there. Oh, we didn't even get that far. Psychic probe is glowing yellow. Let's give them a friendly hail. They should immediately notice the Nidberries and not give me a chance to try to butter them up before I offer them to them. And they might just get... What they did last time is they just gave me shinium. And I was annoyed, because I was hoping that plot stuff would happen. Commander, we're being scanned. Now they know we've got Nidberries. Or maybe it's the Humna Humna. Well, we're in sort of Dweenle territory. You want to give us an answer today to our hail? You jerks. That's the Dweenle. Let's freaking answer us! Greetings, we come in peace and wish to communicate. Please identify yourselves. Right, and I'm Commander Scubbawa. Big deal. I suppose now you'll expect me to answer lots of uninteresting questions. My feeling is, why waste the effort when you're all going to die anyway? We're all going to die. We perceive that you have some Nidberry bushes. Would you please be so kind as to give them to us? Yes. Thank you. You are too kind. Please accept this shinium. The psychic probe is glowing green. Okay, now maybe I can ask them about the past. That's what I thought was going to happen. Well, according to our legends, which are probably all wrong anyway, yeah, this is actually working now. It didn't work last time. 1,000,000 years ago, give or take a week, this region of space was inhabited by us Dweenle and a race called the Legic. We lived in peace, and here's the unbelievable part, they even seemed to like us. Then the legend goes, the Legic were possessed by an awful demon. I told you this was probably wrong. Anyway, they started attacking us Dweenle, which is understandable, but they also started attacking each other. Okay. The Legic got divided in two by a demon. Alright. Within a matter of months, all of the Legic somehow changed and became extremely hostile. During this time, the Legic who were slower to change tried to resist, and there was a horrendous war. In this war, a supernova was set off, which caused the formation of the cloud. We are interested in information concerning the past. Can you help us? Now, get this. The story goes that just before all the Legic went bad, the few Legic who were left opened a door into the future in an attempt to escape. They didn't make it through, though, and instead the demon sent its offspring through the door. Are you sure you want to hear all this? Yes. Went to a lot of trouble gathering Nidberries. Okay, well, I didn't make this stuff up, so it's not my fault. Legend has it that the few remaining good Legic knew they would soon be destroyed or possessed. So in an attempt to safeguard the knowledge of their civilization, they created The Guardian, a newspaper from the United Kingdom. The Guardian is a powerful satellite which orbits the planet that houses their sacred halls of memory. This is the repository of all Legic learning and culture. To get past the Guardian requires a key transmitter, which, by the way, they entrusted to us Dweenle. Probably it was because they liked us, or maybe it was because there was no one else to give it to. Oh, so the Dweenle have it? Dude, how many Nidberries do you want for that thing? Perhaps you'd like me to tell you where the halls of memory and the Guardian key transmitter are. But then again, what do I know? Maybe you don't care about that stuff. What difference does it make anyway, right? Sorry, I'll just shut up. No, you don't. You keep giving us clues, buddy. Well, even if it made any difference where the transmitter and halls of memory were, which it doesn't, we Dweenle don't remember anymore anyway. What do you expect from an oral tradition of stupid legends and depressing songs? Oh, I guess that's it. To finish up the story, in spite of the hostile Legic constantly blowing us up, we somehow managed to survive. Oh, happy day. Then, 40,000 years ago, stars began flaring in a wave moving from forward to outward. Yeah, we know about that. Who knows why? Anyway, the Legic fled outward. Seeing our chance, we stayed behind to meet our fate at long last. Somehow we still managed to survive. Oh well. Wow. Well, according to our legends, which are probably all wrong. Okay, he started over again. So the Legic were possessed by a demon, turned evil, and then fled the sector. And some of them apparently came to the future. Alright, you guys can mull over what you think this all means. He didn't really give us anything specific. You have been so good and kind to us. Thank you for pitying us. We won't keep you any longer. Well, I think we hit the end of what we really needed to learn from them. That went a lot... Okay, actually, that went a lot better than the video that got lost. In the video that got lost, they gave me shinium, but somehow it didn't click over to them turning green in their feelings towards me meter. Which meant that... Well, it meant that I just got shinium for the thing, and that was it. Now we found some more flux nodes up here somewhere that I wanted to check out. But yeah, no, that was pretty successful. So we got some information at last out of the Dweenle, although mostly it's like plot background stuff. But I mean, it's become apparent that we do need to go into the past and hopefully get some more information on what's going on. We also found out that there's a Guardian that's orbiting a planet with the halls of memory. Now, Gorzek is orbiting a planet. He was built by the Legek, and he doesn't know what he's for. But I think he was orbiting a gas giant. I'm pretty sure we'll have to go check. I think he's orbiting a gas giant, though. I'm pretty sure we can't land on the planet he was orbiting. 98-197. And we run the risk of getting destroyed by the Umanu just to go check this thing out. But I mean, hell, this thing might drop us right into the center of the Cloud Nebula, which would actually be good, because then we could run right back through it to escape, and we'd know about a quick route into the center of the Cloud Nebula for later, as we fly it once again through the Butt Cheek constellation. Okay, well, that didn't really take us to the center of the cloud, but that is this. Oh, this is the one that you use for doing the cross-cloud trade route. Okay. So what is Seymour and Nobunaga are feeling kind of strange. Where does this one go then? Okay, yeah. So between these two fluxes, you can get all the way across the massive Cloud Nebula, upspin to downspin, which has to be very handy for some of these trade routes. Although if you're going to sell stuff to the Dweenle, I think the second one you probably wouldn't want to use. You'd probably just want to pop out over here and then head straight there. Alright, well, let's go back into this one. And get the F out of here, because this is going to be... Oh, it's glowing green. It's the Dweenle. Never mind. The Dweenle do sometimes hang out a lot farther into the cloud than you would expect. Yeah, it's the Dweenle. And they're still happy with us from last time. This is Captain Seymour Guado of the ISS Blue Dragon. We are on a peaceful mission and request communications. Please identify yourselves and your intentions. Commander Seymour Guado, you have brought your nice ship ISS Blue Dragon. How is your wonderful crew? Can it be that you really do like us? Of course, if you do, you will have brought more berries. Oh. They're just in it for the berries. Well, I suppose since you brought us some berries, I could exert myself and tell you one or two semi-interesting things which you probably already know and you don't care about in the slightest. For example, you probably know that there are a couple of colonizable planets in the M-class system that is directly in the center of our region of space. Oh, I didn't know that. M-class system in the center of their region of space, huh? I suppose you already know about the colonizable planet in the system 2152. I guess I'm just pestering you. Sorry, I'll shut up. I'm always doing that. You know, you should just tell me to shut up. Now you hate me. No doubt you've already discovered the safe way to cross the cloud is via the fluxet. Oh, forget it. It's probably not important. I think the Nidberries are gradually wearing off. Well, the safe flux across the cloud is at 69-134 and 173-164. Two other flux nodes are 29-54 and 229-182. I can't see of a good reason to go anywhere, but if you want to, I suggest buying the Unhunna flux scan from one of their trading posts on the third planet in the system. Yeah, we do know about that, but thank you anyway. It may be of some tiny, minuscule, insignificant interest to know that the Cloud Nebula was formed about 1 million years ago when a small cluster of 6 stars went supernova. 6 stars, huh? Remember that, folks. Perhaps you aren't interested in the names of various constellations, such as the Hook at blah blah blah, the Wee Dipper at blah blah blah, the Fallen Star at blah blah blah, the Topaz Cluster, or the Gasang Cluster. Of course, these are of no interest whatsoever to us. That actually could be really handy. We're going to get clues later that give us those constellation names. Well, I suppose since you brought us some berries, I could exert myself and tell you... Okay, that's going to be it for this line of questioning. I think the trade and other beings they were already answering. Trade? Why should you care about trade? Everyone is just out to cheat you anyway. And now that Shinium is becoming scarce, the whole economy is going to collapse just as well, I suppose. Don't know how many like to cheat us on a regular basis. Maybe tell something useful about the Gnuck who are always coming to kill them. Most of the other bases hate us. Those that don't hate us just haven't spent much time with us. If you get the urge to shoot at us, don't worry, we understand. Everybody does. They even brought us Nidberries. They were the low R. They were destroyed. In one way or another, I'm sure it was our fault. And they give us a lot of coordinates for fluxes to check out. I can't bring myself to worry about that right now. They did give us the, well, you know what? I'm heading back to base here soon, but they gave us they said there's an M-class system in the center of their space. And they also told us that about a specific planet that was colonizable. So actually, yeah, getting the Dweenle some Nidberries was well worth it. And we never traded a crew member with them. You're not very good at trading. We weren't always as cheerful as we are now. Okay. Powerful is, yeah, the Guardian is a powerful satellite, so maybe Gorzak is the Guardian. Maybe we found the Halls of Memory after all. Two 152. Okay. This might be the Dweenle and it might not. It's right, red. This is the Umanu. Yep. See, that's the thing, man. That was the Umanu. So 152. I was going to check the star map. The Umanu and the Dweenle have overlapping territory. How in the world the Dweenle have survived this situation, I don't know. 152. Did we already? We might have already done that one. I think we already did that one. They said there's a M-class system in the center of their space, but I don't remember what color those are. I have to check the manual, and I don't have that handy. And we need to end the video soon. Well, maybe I'll check the manual real quick. Let's see. Do I have the right... I don't have the right folder even open, so forget it. We'll look at it. Well, we might mess with it later. We might not. Depends on how much I want more cash. I think at this point, what I really want to do is just get out of the middle of the frickin' Cloud Nebula and get to home base so that we can make Robot Bombo our captain. For no apparent reason, Seymour Guado and Nobunaga Oda have recovered suddenly and completely. So I guess we've gotten out of range of whatever it is that's driving them nuts. But I still feel like the Umanu could be around here. And I don't think it's a coincidence that whatever this force is that makes them go insane is it's always an effect in areas that are inhabited by the Umanu. I don't know if it's something the Umanu themselves are doing or what, but there's definitely seems to be a connection. 3573. Actually, we got a lot of new stuff to chew on from that conversation with the Dweenle. As they said, it's a legend, and it might not be accurate. But the Legic... The Arla told us they'd always heard the Legic were peaceful, but their ships that went into the past and returned reported being attacked by the Legic. Now we've got some Dweenle legend that says that the Legic... that a demon appeared and possessed the Legic. They started fighting each other, but with time, all of the Legic became possessed, and that the Legic who were able to fight off demonic possession. I mean, it's crazy. Oh, and Starflight, excuse me, suddenly starts throwing in demons. That doesn't work for me. But I mean, let's take out the demon part and just make it a sci-fi apparition for a minute, just so it's less goofy. But we're finding out that something appeared and started like possessing them, and they started fighting each other. And now when we go into the past, it sounds like we can expect to run into hostile Legic, because it sounds like the Legic were around before and were peaceful, but the time period that the Arla saw when they jumped back into the past was inhabited by vicious killer Legic. And that makes sense, because now we also learned from the Dweenle legend that the Legic who were fighting this demon created a portal to the future, which would appear to be now. 41-145. So what we've actually done is we've come out on the Hail, Commander Simoguado, bringer the most valuable thing and saver the Tandaloo. Oh, these aren't Humna. How did I make them talk again? I, Pop, have undoubtedly summoned you here with the Dockbrug, though it has not become clear to me as yet why I have done this. Perhaps if we communicate, all will be revealed. Don't really have time. Not to be a douche, but I'm trying to end the video, and we keep coming across new neat things to check out, like more flux nodes. That is an actual useful flux node, because it will shorten any future trips up here. Although, again, it would have been more useful to know about before, because now I don't know of any additional business we have here unless we decide to go... I think we already recommended the colonization of a planet up here, didn't we? No, I don't think we've ever been up there. Maybe not. Okay, well, let's go over there. But we'll check these two flux nodes. 25-151 and 25-149, it looked like. Yeah, so we're before we go to the past, we're going to have a little bit more information here. It looks like the Legic have been possessed by a demon. Another good, useful one, potentially. Although you could use one of these two that we just found, or the other. Oh, yeah. I didn't mean to go back into it, but okay, so we'll colonize one of these planets if we haven't already. M-Shar class. It's weird that the Dweenle know about colonizable planets, but they haven't colonized them. I guess they're just not interested. Tropical to Inferno. Very thin atmosphere. So there's sections of this that are habitable, but overall it doesn't seem like a particularly great place to live. And if you even look at it appears from space, yeah, there's not a whole lot of livable land. About half the planet's water. There's sections of the planet that are inferno temperatures, but some of it's tropical. And it did have oxygen and water. So yeah, I mentioned earlier in the video, this one will be Al Bed Home. Oh, okay. Now we'll go to the other planet in the system and see if it's colonizable too. And the Dweenle told us there were M-class planets near an M-class system near the center of their space. We could go research that, but I'd have to get the manual and see what color the M-class stars are supposed to be. Otherwise, I'm just, hey, 6.42 times. Very violent weather. No, this one's actually... It looked good for a second, but no, this one actually would not be habitable. Not edible. And Thud is on the ship, folks. Do not forget that. Desperately important you remember Thud is hanging around on the ship. Helping Fleabix, but not very much. This would be the Humna again. Did the Tandaloo, was that glowing green or yellow when they encountered us? It might be green. It might be that they automatically like us when they encounter us now because we return the most valuable thing. That would make sense. The Humna seems to have short memories. or there's enough of them that selling live long to them periodically and buying trade route maps does not mean every single Humna Humna loves you. 3573 is where we need to go to end this thing. But looks like we made good friends with the Dweenle. The Arla, I think, always start out yellow, but no, maybe they start out green. It seems like they really like us because there's not that many alien species that will actually talk to them because of the Neg and the Kerr. And the Gnuck like us because they've actually made us Gnuck, which is a pretty high honor apparently. So all in all, we've pretty much made friends with just about everybody except obviously the Umanu. We still don't even know who they are. But, we never found out who the Ulek were in Starflight 1. So sometimes they just like to throw something at you that's just there to be an impediment. Evaluation. Planet Nidberry. This planet proved to be suitable for colonization. You have earned a bonus of 35,000 Shinium pennies for this recommendation. Good work. You have located an optimal planet. You have earned a bonus of 45,000 Shinium pennies for this recommendation. Yes, the planet Eltesh, located in the Deadly Cloud Nebula, full of hostile aliens, where the planet itself drives humans crazy, is an optimal colony world. And Albed Home. This planet proved to be suitable for colonization. You have earned a bonus of 30,000 Shinium pennies because it was suitable but not particularly good. Notice this. To all of the captains, many of you may already be aware that the fighting between the Tandalu is a direct result of the disappearance of an object which they term the most valuable thing. Yep, already solved that one, folks. It so happens that in my explorations I have discovered some information that leads me to believe that this object may be located on the homeworld of the Gnuck. Already know that. And it's already been returned. The war's over. I believe that it is somewhere just south of a large central lake and somewhere between the coordinates of 7 north and between 90 west and 115 west. Not sure why they just tell you if you go long enough into the game without finding the answer. They just tell you, which is fine, but I don't really get why they I don't know. It's just a little thing, and the game's not perfect, but why is Starport still trying to find a way to end the Antediluvian Civil War when we've already ended it? And why didn't anything happen in the plot where Starport personnel or the president of Arth or whoever thank us for ending the Antediluvian Civil War? Borno, this is silly. Two old friends like, Borno, this is silly. Two old friends should be able to settle this like adults. Tell you what, I'll meet you in 3 days at the top of Mount Tarnak. 4 o'clock. What do you say, Xenon? That's a great idea, Xenon. You're right about this. There's no reason we can't work this out. I'll see you there, old buddy. Borno. News bulletin. Yesterday, 2 massive explosions rocked the top of Mount Tarnak. Authorities believe that they were caused by 2 independently planted bombs. As to who the culprits were or what their motivations could have been, there's only speculation. End of notices. That's funny. That's a cute little, jokey thing. No problems. Except for that last paragraph. If they just left it with a news bulletin that there was an explosion, it would have been funnier. Or if there'd been some other news that ran between those, like not related to the joke. But the idea that the guys who run this bulletin board posted this and didn't notice that the bulletin board is full of references to what they're talking about, I don't know, it doesn't work for me somehow. At any rate, to the trade depot, let's sell. We've got 2 copies of the cross cloud route. So let's get rid of one of them because I feel silly about having 2 of them. And you don't get much money for them, but you do get some. And that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trade route maps. I can't remember if there's 6 or 8. But either way, I'm probably not going to go out of my way to get what's left of them because we don't really need to do any more trading particularly, and it's just annoying that they keep offering you. You'll keep getting offered the same ones you already have over and over and over. Ship configuration. This is something I did last time. I sold 1 cargo pod so that we could buy an additional jump pod. Even though I don't use them that much, it does give us the This is the most expensive ship layout you can have. Because when you finally get the Legic technology, they give it to you. They equip your ship with it for free because you freaking discovered it, as far as humanity or the Earth species are concerned. But you can only have 2 blastopods. You can only have 4 jump pods. So just for funsies, even though I don't use jump pods that much, we now have the most expensive layout we can have. And I might start using jump pods more from now on, just to try to move plot events faster. We don't have as much shinium as we should, as I'd like to have. We'll need to buy more shinium. You can't buy shinium here, so. And you can't actually see your whole inventory here, so never mind. Anyway. Captain, I'm... Sorry about that, folks. I'm Captain Bombo. Bobo commented to me that both via YouTube and also in person that Seymour just had too much on his hands as captain and doctor, and it was time for Robot Wombo to take command. Anyway, folks, that's going to be it for this video. When we come back, well, we could run some more of these trade routes we've discovered we haven't run yet, but honestly, the only in-game artifacts that we have left that I can think of is there's a mineral drone you can find somewhere, but we haven't even come across any clues for it, so I don't know how you would either. I don't remember how you find clues for that. I just know that it exists because of the hint book. And the mineral drone, it would have been shockingly useful in the first game. In this game, it just means that you have something that will go out and gather repair minerals for you, so, you know, whatever. I'm not spending a lot of money on that. Anyway, so I'd spend more in shinium costs trying to fly around and track down the clues to get it than I would actually save. There's a field stunner. Stunner! My God, King Stone Cold! There's a field stunner that, I think off camera, I bought it because I was messing around with different trade routes and stuff. It's like a weapon attack. It kind of looks neat by the graphical standards of this game, but it just stuns all life forms on the surface that are, you know, within visual range, pretty much. So it's great, I suppose, if you're hunting, but unless they stay stunned longer, it just seems like the animals would all get up and start attacking you again. But more importantly, we're not gathering animals for anything, so. Yeah, I can't really think offhand of the important artifacts to have. Are the encounter scan. The flux scan can be nice, but the really important ones to have are the encounter scan for actually being able to avoid hostiles, and the psychic probe is useful for negotiations. Although honestly, by the time I got it, most of that was passed in the game, and the system scan saves you a little bit of time, but really, I mean, there's not that much that we really need. So I think it's time for us to probably buy some shinium, make sure that we've got a lot of shinium, and then get over to that portal of the past. Try to figure out, we know that the constellations of the Legic include the Hook and the 6 yellow stones. I think we need to go to the past, figure out where the 6 yellow stones are, and possibly try to find the halls of knowledge or whatever. I think that's it. I think we've got to the point where we need to go to the past and figure out what the hell's going on with the Legic. So we're going to do that next time, unless I'm lying and next time we end up doing a bunch of trade stuff, which sometimes happens. But the intention is next time we're really going to start moving this plot forward. This is Mysterious JG. I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.